Peter.
Good morning to the committee. Thank you for your invitation to appear before you today to share our insights, concerns, and suggestions on improving safety and service within the Metro Rail system. My statement details issues that you are well acquainted with, so I will focus on items that you may not be familiar with. WMATA's apparent inability to initiate effective internal investigations based upon the evidence to institute effective safety changes continues to inhibit their ability to move towards a safer system. Unfortunately, we meet and talk a lot, but action is needed. Failure to implement needed procedural changes and the lack of oversight to do it quickly continues to compromise safety and service delivery. I would note that there is a tendency to blame individual employees instead of looking for underlying systemic causes of safety-related incidents. Local 689's experience concerning the investigations lead us to believe that WMATA has not implemented several key measures that would make the Metro Rail system safer. Urgency and rapidity will be the hallmark of suggested changes we are offering below. WMATA must consider instituting the following without delay: multiple layers and redundancy of safety protections, codification of standards for track worker safety similar to the Federal Railroad Administration track worker safety standards, clear and concise communication between workers and controllers, clear notification and designation of work areas and zones on the right-of-way, effective worker safety training and retraining, supervisory enforcement of safety standards, a contractual process for WMATA employees to appeal the standards they believe to be incorrect or unsafe, such as a safety appeals board. Meaningful whistleblower protection to ensure that employees are not fearful of reporting precise safety problems, effective labor management safety committees, WMATA's commitment to rapid development and implementation of procedures and standards that are calculated to improve safety immediately and in the long term. Short and long-term solutions likely to address budget shortfalls currently confronting WMATA must be seen in the context of the impact insufficient funding has on workers, riders, businesses, and overall development in the three jurisdictions hosting the system. Public transportation will never be profitable. It is an expensive public service. The critical nature of funding and the lack thereof has a major impact on the riding public and WMATA employees who are our members. We have struggled with wage and benefit issues for the last 3 years and have been victimized by WMATA's failure to adequately plan for expected labor cost increases. Beyond the impact of wages and benefits is the impact of the public as service cuts are becoming standard practice to help close the budget gaps. I will emphasize the need for flexibility in capital budget allocation in order to allow for capital funds to cover operating costs. The union has suggested the following alternative approaches to job and service cuts WMATA believes necessary because of the budget shortfalls it is experiencing. Review carefully the formula grant that is used as a basis of federal funding to consider adjusting the percentage allocated to Metro. Look at reducing the number of parking spaces at Metro stations to induce greater use of the system. Lobby to establish a dedicated funding source from the jurisdictions. Consider recapturing tax incentives given to businesses that surround Metro stations. They should bear a greater share of the cost because they gain a greater benefit as a result of their location. The federal transit benefit should be indexed to both increased use and inflation. It would get an annual increase automatically to reflect the real cost of providing increased service and any increased costs resulting from inflation. Consider supporting the development of the outer spokes of the system to increase ridership and revenue from business development likely to occur around the stations. Local 689 supports the selection of a permanent general manager for WMATA who is a seasoned transit top-level manager with vision, knowledge, anchored by the political savvy most likely to garner public, private, and government support that will nurture the critical system in our nation's capital. We believe the general manager should be a person capable of forming alliances, fostering tri-state cooperation, encouraging legislative affinity for addressing the needs of mass transit, while possessing the background that comes from long-term involvement in managing and developing a sizable system. But without true overhaul of the Metro Board, any general manager selected will have serious pressure because of the micromanagement style. I will be pleased to address any questions you might have in regard to my testimony, and I thank you on behalf of my members and the writing public.